Hello, everyone. Good evening and good morning, wherever you are from. Welcome to another live session at Cheenta Academy. Today, we are actually discussing a very important topic that students ask me all the time. The fundamental question is this: that what are the basic steps toward a fantastic university education in India and in the United States, in Europe, and so on? We have been working with hundreds of students from all over the world since 2010. We have worked with them through mathematics, physics, computer science Olympiads, research programs, and a variety of community related activities. So, over these years, we have learned quite a bit about the process, what works and what does not work. Today, I want to share with you some of those things that we have learned over the last 14 years or so. And if you have any questions regarding any of these things, just put in the comments section and I will be responding them one by one. So, what we have learned is that if you are aiming for an Ivy League education or similar education, let's say at Oxford, at Cambridge, or UCLA, Stanford, some of the best universities in the world, there are a few things that are very important and you have to build them over a period of time. Now, if you are in high school, you may think that this is a bit late. Maybe you should have started quite early. That's fine. You may still start now and keep on building the entire process so that at some stage of your academic career, it could be in college, it could be in university, you can build sufficient momentum and try out for these fantastic universities. One of the reasons that it really excites me um, about these university applications is that some of the best research in the world is going on in these spaces, and it's actually quite exciting in that sense. You get to meet some of the best professors, researchers from different fields, and that is a treat for anyone who is interested in an intellectual adventure. Now, let's start with the first step, which is the Olympiads. What we have learned over the years is that if you are focusing on one or two of the main Olympiads, that is usually sufficient and that is what is needed. Now, of course, there are many kids these days who are taking all sorts of Olympiads from different parts of the world. They start at a very early age and they keep on taking these competitions and they think that taking these competitions would actually help them in the long run. The actual situation is quite opposite. You should focus on one or two great competitions. You should prepare hard for it. You should take time to actually learn and develop problem solving skills. Oh, can you not hear me? Can anyone confirm that if I'm audible in the comment section? If you can make a comment and help me understand if I am audible. Anyone? Someone is saying I'm not audible. Is that true? Okay, Arjun Singh is saying that there is no sound coming. Can anyone confirm that? Yes, sir, audible. Okay, thank you. All right. So, Arjun Singh, please check your mic so you can probably, yeah, thank you. All right. So, coming back to what I was saying, that one of the big mistakes that I find students doing is that they keep on taking XYZ private Olympiad, and that is a very bad practice. There are multiple reasons for that. Number one, the problems, they are not at all of Olympiad standards. So, they create a false expectation amongst the students. The second thing, another, I think, even more importantly, These private Olympiads actually hand out gold, silver, and all sorts of certificates, uh, and that creates again a false expectation in the mind of the student. Instead of taking these Olympiads, let's focus on the real learning. Let's focus on doing one or two really important competition. For example, and if you are in India, IOQM is the first level of the real mathematical Olympiads in India. If you are in grade 8 or above, you can take the IOQM. But even if you are at a lower standards, you can choose from Olympiads which have good questions. For example, we recommend NMTC contests. They are excellent. They have beautiful problems which are very similar to the actual Olympiads. NMTC. The other one that's taken by students of even a lower standard is lower grade. I mean, is Math Kangaroo. That is in grade 1 to 5. We recommend Math Kangaroo for students outside India. If you are in United States or in Europe, there are various Olympiads conducted in your countries by the mathematical associations of your countries. For example, in United States, the American math competitions are extremely important. In United Kingdom, there is UKMT. In Singapore, there is SMO, Singapore Math Olympiad. So focus on the Olympiads that are created by the official organization. Just take a minute to go to the website and check if this is an official government recognized organization, if it means something in the long run. Do not waste your time. Someone asked about college students. Let's quickly respond to that question. For college students, you have the Madhava Math competition in India. I'm sure if you are from India, you can obviously take it. Um, but there are other contests like Putnam, which is available for students in the United States, and some other competitions are also there. But if you are in college, I'll come to the second step very quickly. If you are in college, you should actually focus in the second step. Even if you're in school, you should do that, but especially if you're in college. Okay, so the first step, as I mentioned, focus on the real Olympiads. Prepare honestly, prepare hard, and at least you will learn some great mathematics even if you are unable to crack those contests. Okay, the second thing that is extremely important is research. So if you're interested in research projects, you should definitely pursue them. Not everyone does, that's okay. Not everyone needs to do it. But if you think you have an analytical bent of mind, if you are curious about new questions, then you should definitely pursue research. But having said that, I will give you I'll just also spell out a word of caution. There are many so-called high school journals that have come up these days which will publish your work for some money, maybe $400, $500, $1,000. It depends on which company is doing what. These are complete waste of time. This is a complete nonsense. Yeah, if you think that that will boost your, I don't know what, your academic career or in university application or whatever it is, it will not do that at all. Instead, focus on learning something new. Your paper, what is the end product of your research process, your paper, whatever it is, it should reflect two things. The first thing is that whether you have learned something substantial, whether you have taken the time to learn something substantial, it can be a little bit beyond school syllabus as well. The second thing is, whatever you have learned, have you demonstrated creativity to think something relatively new using whatever you've learned? So these are the two things: depth of knowledge and creativity. These are the only two things that are important to be showcased in your research project. I'll give you an example. Last year, one kid from Gujarat, I'm not naming names, but I hope to bring her soon in a discussion. She was working with us on something called hyperbolic geometry. So she eventually got into several great institutions like Stanford, University of Pennsylvania, Carnegie Mellon University, and so on. UPenn is actually an Ivy League college university. So what she did is that she took a lot of time, let's say 7 to 8 months, to actually gain domain knowledge, actual substantial knowledge in hyperbolic geometry. Then she wrote an expository piece on that. And then on the last section of that paper, she actually demonstrated a very creative way of applying hyperbolic geometry to social sciences. So this entire thing worked really nicely, and she did not get it published anywhere. She just added that as an additional material to the university applications and also mentioned it into the statement of purpose. So you don't think that you have to actually, you know, you have to actually publish it in some high school journal, pay them or whatever it is. It's not necessary. You have to demonstrate that you have learned something very carefully, painstakingly, with a lot of time. That's number one. Number two, you have thought about it creatively. Those are the only two conditions. And most applicants who are trying out these research projects all around the world will not do this. They would try to pull a stunt, in simple sense. They would try to pull a stunt. But if you are a student of Cheenta, you know that we value honesty above all. Honesty towards yourself. Honesty towards yourself. You have to be convinced that you have learned something by taking time and actually doing the dirty work, like writing down several pages of formulas, theorems, doodles, diagrams, whatever it is. You would know if you have done the work, right? As mentors at Cheenta, we can also work with you on that, but the attitude must be correct. So that's the second thing. Research, focus on depth of knowledge, focus on creativity. You do not need to worry too much about publishing the things in some so-called journal. Third thing, which is very interesting and very important, this is known as entrepreneurship or creating new things. This is also very closely related with research. So at Cheenta, we have uh, this creation process going on all the time. We work with students and faculty members very closely to create very weird products and service ideas. We work on that all the time. If you have an idea, why don't you come to us and also discuss it? I'll give you examples of one of them. We were working on something called a smart walking stick. So these are very easily available in the market. You can check it out. What they do is they would alert the user. So it's a stick, it's a walking stick. They would alert the user if there is an obstacle in front of you. That's very easily available everywhere. It's available. Maybe it's not so well known or well used in the Indian markets, but in the first world countries, it's absolutely available. But we try to put a twist in that particular product. We use something called computer vision to augment the the abilities of that smart stick. We also used the gloves attached to that smart stick that would actually measure certain biometrics, certain not biometrics, certain markers like the shaking of hand, the tremors, especially for people with degenerative neural diseases like Parkinson's. So this is a very interesting product. We have put a lot of hours in developing it. We work with students and teachers and so on to create products like this. And the idea is this: you not only create the product, you not only understand the science behind the product, you also know how to put it in the marketplace, actually sell the product if possible, and that would also give you a lot of knowledge about science, about product design, about how to understand the market, how to understand the consumer, and so on and so forth. It's a great learning experience, but not only that, it also adds a lot of value to your CV, and it's very exciting. I find it absolutely exciting to think about a new product, think about a new idea, work on the science behind it, but not only the science, the other parts, the product design, everything, all of it is exciting. So that's the third thing, entrepreneurial adventures. I call it entrepreneurial adventures. So these are the three things. First, start with Olympiads, mathematics, physics, or computer science. That will immensely improve your problem solving skills. That would teach you to learn, think analytically. Even if you do not crack the Olympiads, that's fine. You learn to solve problems, non-routine problems. That's what's important. Second, again, you do research. If you are interested in research, you do research. That would let you learn something very deeply. I told you that domain knowledge, substantial domain knowledge, is extremely important. So that's the second thing. In research, you learn to learn. That stays with you for the entirety of your life if you're not faking it. Third thing, entrepreneurial adventures. You create new products, you think about new ideas, and you not only do the science, you do all of it. And it's very exciting in that sense. Okay. So, all right. So, we have um, some questions I see. So, there is someone in the chat who is saying, can I pursue Chinta for mathematics learning in colleges? Yeah, absolutely. We have beautiful college mathematics programs where you learn group theory, topology, real analysis, complex analysis, stuff like that, linear algebra. So these are important for TIFR entrance, ISIM math entrance, and so on and so forth. But there are also statistics programs geared toward MSTAT entrance, IIT JAM, and so on. We also have research programs for college students, which are also quite exciting. Okay. All right. Richa is also saying uh, she wants to share. Of course, you can send it to our email ID, I think. That is fine. We have another question. There is someone is talking about the cost of the programs at Chenta. Yeah, of course they come with a cost, but the main issue is this, that we have to, the kind of programs that we have, we need to hire people who have those kind of skills. So that's the main issue in this particular area. So we cannot, compromise with that. Any other question, anyone? If you have any questions, you can share with us in the chat. I hope this was helpful for all of you. Okay, so there is a question for. Okay. All right. So there are no more questions I see. But if you have more questions, you can always visit chinta.com, reach us out over WhatsApp and email and so on, and be a part of our community. I would love that very much. And even if you are not in our programs, that's fine. You can still be part of the community, extended community, take part in the open seminars, and have some fun with in the process. All right. Thank you for joining in today. I uh, i love the interaction. More of these live sessions are coming in. Take care and bye.